Hey everyone. So I'm gonna have to make a follow up on this because I feel like I haven't literally expressed enough. Most of that was rushed up. So in brief, I've talked about what the fuck had happened during the entire day and the fact that I have surprisingly been feeling quite decent thanks to a duo of girls from other years and a little bit from finding out about the counseling service inside the student hub. And well, I've gave quite a important moral message, and I think I'm gonna give it out again. I'm gonna give it out in as short as I can ever get and as detailed in the layman terms. Well, basically, what you have got stuck with, and that it was over what you originally wanted, is pretty much very beneficial for you. Otherwise, when you try to go to the place that you've wanted in probably the most ballistic way that you could ever get, that is like making the stupidest, biggest gamble that is, guaranteeing that you would be losing. And you'll be losing more than just your money. Yeah. And it really goes without saying that, and it really goes without saying what you have wanted, but then you didn't originally get it, is way better than trying to get it using some other ways that would really end up in shit. But unless you're prepared and you know what the fuck you're doing, then well, be my guest. Take the damn risk. And honestly, this kind of quote, I think I made this up, and my own quote applies on me heavily. Because most of you who have already been catching up with my past stupid diaries would literally know from the start that I've made a very, very shit choice in life. And that choice have costed me more than just not being in the faculties I wanted. But it pretty much cost me a huge portion of my entire life. Whether it's academically or in in trying to live my life whatsoever. And the fact that I've literally accepted to that and still not being ready and was getting scared was an irrefutable proof that I've probably fucked up my entire life. Because seriously, imagine you're living with someone from your family, but it's gonna be your own house. And you're gonna have to go through this while your parents are away in a totally other country. You're gonna have to deal with this and live with this kind of thing for 4 years. And in a university that is completely different and completely like that's probably gonna be the hardest fucking thing. Like like it turns out to be the hardest thing. I mean, have you heard about my freaking application tests that I took before getting into this shit? Jesus. I kind of bet that they were literally like, you know, they have literally got got me accepted in out of pity more than like my freaking answers. Like I doubt that it was from my answers because I knew that I fumbled and I would completely fuck this up. But Jesus, it was pretty much out of pity that I've accepted into that. And good God, a completely different system of education, an entirely new world, an entirely new university, and its subjects in the advanced freaking language. Like, jeez. I don't even know how the hell am I gonna be able to go through the first week when it begins. Cause seriously, I have a feeling that I could do completely wrong. You know what? Unfortunately, I cannot help but still believe in that. I mean, like I'm not only going into a freaking British style of education, but I'm going through what is probably biggest and the max level difficulty type of shit of education in the language that I've thought that I was good at. I mean, I'm literally speaking with it right now. But then, literally, it probably doesn't worth shit. It probably doesn't worth shit compared to the, you know, the English that is spoken on there. And especially when you're trying to apply an assignment or a paper. Like, God, how am I even gonna be sitting down and trying to write and come up with fucking ideas of an assignment or whatsoever? Like, hell, how am I even gonna study the fucking material that is gonna be sent to me by the end of the fucking day? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know how in the world am I gonna even manage anything? Like, it's fucking insane. Like, I thought that I knew what I was doing, but goddamn. But you know, truth to be told, I guess I could buy into, well, some of the tiny bit decent environment that I used to get around me. And I'm finally sitting in a real lecture hall this time. And well, I'll be going in a bus, but what a shitload of fuck. Like, yeah, I guess there are some tiny bit positive points about this entire thing, but it is nothing compared to the fact that in a few days or so, my sister and my mom and little shit brother would be going away and they will be replaced with my uncle. And all of this would be replaced with long distance video or audio calls and very rare visits, if there are any chances to visit at all. All this would be replaced with my only uncle. Literally, only my fucking uncle will be living with me in the house. I'm telling you, that is something that a guy like me, who have pretty much like forsaken the idea of fucking studying in the first place, for a guy like me, I'm pretty much fucked up. Like, and again, I'm still not mentally ready for what the fuck's gonna happen out there. Like I'm telling you, I don't think I'm gonna be feeling any better. Like, I don't know. But in all seriousness, at one side, well, I suppose that there are some places and some things that I would be doing to take some of that goddamn load off me mentally. Especially when there is a student hub that has a counseling service. Yeah, I might have to use that. It is incredibly, like, fucking crazy how I went from an education that was almost too basic and I grew up with, into something that is probably gonna be the death of me. I know I'm supposed to think a little bit positive. I'm supposed to calm myself down. But damn, every second and every minute, I can't help but feel like something that is gonna be similar to doomsday is literally approaching, and approaching very fucking fast. You know, like, what's even worse is that you pretty much just can't do anything about it. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, oh boy. There is no telling how hard it would be to be able to understand anything that comes out of the teacher's mouth, or if I'm gonna ever be able to understand what the fuck is written in the fucking, material that will be sent. I'm gonna have to wonder what kind of tutorial I'm gonna have to be in. Then there's this attendance policy system, the claims system to try and not be there wasn't a valid reason. It's just I kind of feel like that it's gonna be too much, like way too much. And again, for a guy like me that has pretty much forsaken the idea of education, it's gonna be completely tricky to get myself into the academic mood and to get myself into, planning to study, managing my fucking time, what kind of fucking subject that I'm gonna have to prioritize my ass on. Seriously, it's gonna be a fucking mess. But again, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope I could be wrong, and eventually we'll all turn out smooth sailing from there on out. And if I'm able to go through at least the first semester without fucking failing any subject and having to go through a godforsaken summer goddamn course for it, I would literally if I could literally go through the first semester without failing any exam, I could literally get this by the fucking bag. Cause what's important is that I don't fail any subject. If I can get the fucking passing grade, the 40 goddamn degrees, then I'm all set. I'll be the fucking powers that I need. Cause, yeah. My past experiences were all failures after failures. And not failing just one subject, but two. Fucking two subjects. I gotta be thankful that I wasn't even suspended entirely from the goddamn university. Cause seriously, I'm nowhere near qualified to be a student anymore. But there is no choice on the matter. I have to. I'm stuck with it. Well, I guess at some point if I'm able to make sense of what I'm doing, if I'm able to go through this in a smooth sail, I guess I could be wrong. I don't know, man. I could try and involve myself into, trying not to lose my fucking head while I'm trying to be there. Yeah. So, in a long story short, I still don't feel ready. I still don't feel like that I'm gonna make it. I think that me as a student has become way, way far off. I'm a fucking idiot. If I'm lucky enough to pass the first semester without any failures, then maybe I could, trying to fucking dedicate myself into getting as good as possible with most of that shit. Hopefully. And yeah, I think I've probably ran out of things to say. But aside of the fact that right now it's Wednesday's night, 3:49 a.m. and it's 26 degrees outside. So pretty much I have like 3 days counting today. 3 days before, well, before the fucking entire beginning of the entire semester. Man, I'm still not ready. But yeah, keep that in mind. Like, yeah. The only thing that you guys can do when you are listening to this is to pray for me and to pray for my actual success. To pray for my success. That's the only thing you guys can do, unfortunately. Lots and lots of prayers, seriously. The moral of my entire life, basically, when you didn't get what you want, and instead you're stuck with some pile of goat shit, you're gonna have to go with it. You're gonna have to roll with it. You're gonna have to go on with it. Instead of getting into what you want by going into some really, really, really terrible places and doing stuff that you're not ready or you're not like, ready enough for it. In other words, if you're gonna try and get into what you want and you know what you're doing and you're aware that there are gonna be immense consequences and this could be a fucking huge gamble, then go for it. Be my guest. But if you don't know what you're doing, then absolutely stay the fuck away from it. Stay the fuck away from it and forget that it ever existed. Because believe me, in education, there is nothing that you will love unless you know what the fuck you're doing. If you know what you're doing, then you're all set. No one can stop you. But if you don't, then stick with what you have. And that's all I'm gonna be saying. I'm gonna try and make an upload that is not a complete diary bullshit. That's the point. So look forward to that. I'm really gonna try. But until then, I hope that we can meet each other again at a positive note. What you have is what you need. Otherwise, you're just digging your own grave, man. And that is a violent truth that we cannot escape from. And also, the truth that I'm just a dumb kid who doesn't want to study at all. Who doesn't want to put any more effort. Well, see you all later.